Welcome to Time of Death. This video is for informational purposes and in no way meant to glorify or condone violence. In today's video, we'll be discussing the murder of Edgar Moreira. Moreira was shot and killed on Thursday, March 26, 2009, in the 8900 block of Wilbur Avenue in Northridge, according to LA County coroner records. Jose Jesus Delgado was subsequently arrested and charged with the murder. The following is the evidence at trial. In March 2009, Edgar Moreira and Kay Martinez were dating and had a young son together. Moreira did not live with Martinez and their son. He lived in a house he rented with Miguel Contreras. Moreira and defendant were good friends. Martinez also knew defendant. Moreira introduced defendant to Martinez as Bones. Martinez had known defendant for about 6 years and they had once lived in the same neighborhood. During the afternoon on March 25, 2009, Moreira, Martinez, and their son went to the swap meet. On the way to the swap meet, Moreira received a number of telephone calls from Bones. Once at the swap meet, Moreira received another phone call from Bones. During that conversation, Moreira said, "I'm at the swap meet." In a second conversation with Bones, Moreira identified the specific aisle he was in at the swap meet, and Martinez saw Bones approaching from the end of the aisle. Moreira and Bones spoke for about 5 minutes. Martinez was within 10 feet of the men during the conversation. Moreira's and Bones' demeanor suggested to Martinez that the men were arguing. Moreira appeared to be upset, and Bones appeared to be disoriented, a condition Martinez had seen Bones in 5 to 7 times previously. Martinez approached Moreira and Bones to retrieve her son and heard Moreira say to defendant, "I'm not a bitch. You know I'm not a bitch. If you want, let's take this shit outside." Defendant responded, "Nah, dog, you know you're my dog. I love you." As defendant spoke, he put his arm around Moreira's shoulder and rubbed the top of his head. Moreira appeared to calm down. Bones started walking towards the exit and Moreira followed him. Martinez pulled Moreira's shirt and said, "Hey, we're here," and Moreira stayed with Martinez and their son. Later, Martinez, Moreira, and their son returned to Moreira's house. At about 6:30 a.m. the next morning, Martinez heard knocking on the bedroom window, followed by someone outside the window saying, "Hey, Chunky." Martinez testified that Moreira was known by the name Chunky. Martinez then heard the person outside say, "Hey, Chunky, do me a favor." Moreira responded, "Don't screw with me, man, it's too early." The person outside said, "Do me a favor, open the door, I'm high." Moreira walked out of the bedroom and Martinez followed him. Moreira told Martinez to stay. Moreira walked into the living room and Martinez heard him open the front door and the metal screen door. After Moreira opened the doors, Martinez heard Bones shout, "Fuck you, motherfucker." Martinez then heard 5 to 7 consecutive gunshots. Martinez checked on her son and then went into the living room where she saw Moreira in a pool of blood on the floor. Both doors were still open and Martinez walked outside. Martinez looked around but didn't see anyone. Martinez returned to the house and checked Moreira's neck for a pulse. Martinez didn't feel a pulse. Martinez didn't know what to do and walked in and out of the house for about 5 minutes. Martinez searched the house for a phone and called her friend Sandra Guerrero. Martinez told Guerrero that Bones killed Chunky and asked her to pick up Martinez's son. Guerrero arrived about 10 minutes later. Martinez asked Guerrero to call the police. After Guerrero left with Martinez's son, Martinez called the police. Martinez was not sure if she told the 911 operator who killed Moreira. She told the police that she knew the shooter's first name, Jose, and nickname Bones. Later that morning, at about 9 a.m., LAPD detective Humberto Fajardo interviewed Martinez. Martinez told the detective that Bones killed Chunky. She identified defendant from a 6-pack photographic lineup and wrote next to his photograph, "This guy goes by Bones, Bryant Street." Martinez knew defendant and Moreira to be members of Bryant Street. About 11:30 a.m., the morning Moreira was shot, defendant entered the Burger Crave restaurant. Defendant was shaking, mumbling, and sweating profusely. He walked through the restaurant to the restaurant's patio where he sat for a while before re-entering the restaurant and ordering an orange drink. As his drink was being prepared, defendant dropped to the floor and began doing push-ups. Defendant took his drink and sat at a table. Shortly thereafter, defendant very violently banged his head against the window about 3 times. The window shattered and defendant suffered a big gash on his forehead and bled profusely. Defendant walked out of the restaurant and the restaurant owner called the police. Defendant walked to the corner where he got down on his hands and knees and head-butted the cement 4 or 5 times. Defendant got up and started to walk back towards the restaurant. One of the restaurant's customers locked the door. Defendant walked across the street to the fire station. When he reached the fire station, 2 police cars pulled up. The firemen sat defendant down and tried to treat him. Defendant was fidgety and combative and would not allow the firemen to treat his injuries, and he had to be held down. LAPD Detective John Sawada testified as the prosecution's expert on Bryant Street. According to Detective Sawada, Moreira was a Bryant Street gang member and had the monikers Pumpkin and Chunky or Chunk. The detective knew that defendant was a member of Bryant Street and that his moniker was Bones. No other Bryant Street gang member had the same moniker. Defendant had been a Bryant Street gang member since 1993 when he was 16 years old. Defendant was older than Moreira and a more senior member of Bryant Street. Following the trial, the jury found defendant Jose Jesus Delgado guilty of second-degree murder and found true the gun allegation. The court sentenced defendant to 40 years to life in state prison. Edgar Moreira was 22 years old at the time of death.